Disney Princess, Snow White and the Bubble Guppies.
Once upon a time, there lived a lovely little princess named Snow White. Her vain and wicked stepmother, the Queen, feared that one day Snow White's beauty would surpass her own. So she dressed the little princess in rags and forced her to work as a servant in the castle. Each day, the Queen consulted her magic mirror and asked,
Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest on the wall?
As long as the mirror responded in the Queen's favor, Snow White was safe. One day, as Snow White was drawing water from a well, she made a wish. She wished that the one she loved would find her, and she dreamed about how nice he would be. As she gazed into the wishing well, she saw another face reflected in the water. It belonged to a handsome prince.
Hello,
Said the prince.
did I turn you? Please, don't run away.
But the startled princess had fled to her balcony, where she could watch him from afar. At that moment, the Queen was spying on Snow White and the prince. When she saw them together, she flew into a jealous rage and rushed to her magic mirror, demanding an answer.
Very is beautiful, your highness. Behold, a lovely maid I see.
The mirror.
The dance gone on the high Hollandry race. She is the very small under the tree. Reveal her name.
Demanded the Queen.
Lips red as a rose. Black hair as Evelyn. White skin white as the snow.
The mirror told her.
Snow White!
Gasped the Queen. Furious, she sent for her huntsman.
Take Snow White far into the woods.
The Queen instructed.
And there, my huntsman, you will kill her. But your highness,
The huntsman protested.
the little princess, silenced.
She said,
You know the belief you fail.
knowing that he dare not disobey the Queen, the huntsman led Snow White into the forest. But when it came time for him to harm Snow White, he stopped and fell to his knees.
I can do it. Forgive me, your highness.
Begged.
Why? Why?
Frightened princess began.
I don't understand. The queen is mad.
He told her.
She's jealous of you. She'll stop at nothing. Quick, child, run, run away. Hide in the woods, anywhere, and don't ever come back.
Frightened and alone, Snow White ran into the forest. Blazing eyes peered out at her from the darkness. Eerie shrieks pierced the air. The branches of trees grabbed at her. Finally, she could run no farther and collapsed to the ground, sobbing. When Snow White looked up, she saw several forest animals gathered around her.
Hello,
Said the princess.
do you know where I can stay? Maybe in the woods somewhere.
Fortunately, the animals knew just the place. Snow White followed the animals to
A very beautiful, awesome underwater school in the woods. Later, Snow White had knocked to the door.
but no one answered. So she went inside.
Oh, it's a beautiful school.
Oh, Snow White exclaimed.
It's just like a real school. Maybe after this, maybe this is the be-all. It's something I see. Only some kids with a cowboy doll can stay here.
The princess glanced around.
And I see this is a giant-looking mess.
This gave Snow White an idea.
I know.
He said.
Let's clean the school and surprise them. May Lemonade Day.
With the help of her animal friends, Snow White
Clean the school in no time.
Then she decided to check upstairs.
Hey, a beautiful photos.
She said, peering around her room.
And look, just the names of them. Woody, Molly, Gail, Gooey. So these guys have really strange names. And there's Dima, Onam, Nani, Zuli, Bubble Puppy, and Mr. Grouper.
Snow White was feeling a little sleepy herself, so she took a nap across 3 of the tiny beds.
Suddenly,
The owners
of the school they're marching home. There is nothing like a man at all, but always some guys for their beautiful cartoon show. And also, there are nothing like a man at all, but awesome characters, always known as the Bubble Guppies, as known the mermaids boys and girls were awesome, and a beautiful friend.
who worked all day in their diamond mine. As they came into the clearing,
A cowboy doll named Woody.
Everyone halt.
He peered to a telescope. Look, our school,
He cried.
The lights flashed. Doors open, Jimmy is smoking. Sun is in there. The guppies rushed inside the school. Why the whole place is clean? Woody said. Mr. Grouper, as known as Mr. Group, as the golden fish,
Croc
turned off his eyes and
arms and glared.